three things got me in this race. The first one was the stimulus bill. The stimulus bill, when they passed a bill and nobody even read it, and nobody was held accountable for it. That was number one. I would have been relieved as a colonel in the Army. If I had done that, I would have been relieved and pushed out the pasture immediately. Number two, when I heard this administration was thinking about how they thought about, or the rumor got out rather, that they were going to have wounded soldiers use their own medical to take care of their wounds instead of the government taking care of them, a commitment that the government has. I thought, what kind of administration would even think of something like that? That was the second thing. I mean, you almost had to unscrew me out of the ceiling when I heard that. It was just incredible. And then the last thing that the shoe dropped for me was I was going through Richmond, Virginia. There was a tea party going on, and I heard on the radio, and I decided to drop by and see what it was all about. And what I saw was a bunch of people, good people, out in the rain. It was cold. In Richmond, it is cold in April. It was rainy. They had signs, and they were scared to death that they were losing their country. And they were looking for leadership. They were looking for someone to stand up and be their voice. And I thought, you know, I've got 29 years of leadership. I've commanded troops in combat areas in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Bosnia. I've managed multi-million-dollar budgets for the military. I can do this. I have to quit my job and I have to come back, but that's what I decided to do. So I quit my job, I came back, and this is what I do full-time, 24/7. I'm solely dedicated to this because I think it's important for your future and my future. And I've got little kids. I've got a little one. I just had a little baby boy born last week. Little Austin, I told the older crowd, y'all won't appreciate this, but I'm 49, and they understand what kind of endeavor I'm taking on. And I told them, I need your vote. I should get your vote just for that. Not anything. All I have, I live on my retirement. I haven't taken a dime for special interests. I haven't taken a dime from political action committees. I'm trying to get as much money as I can from regular people, and I told all the veterans, all I ask is $1 a year. I spent 29 years. If you give me $29, you've got a play in this election. I don't have a whole lot of friends. Got $2,400 they can write out a check to. Okay, but that's not what it's all about anyway. It's about people, and it's about letting them have a voice in Washington D.C. And that's what I'm trying to do. They want somebody that's not beholden or have past favors that they owe. And so I think that's what separates me from the rest of the candidates. Fair tax is complicated. We can talk about it after this in more detail if you want. But it's a consumption tax, as long as it's not added with an additional tax. The problem is we can't have our current tax system and then have a consumption tax. And that's what this administration wants to do. We've got to ensure that that doesn't happen. There's a big difference between that and the flat tax. I think it's too complicated to talk about here. I'll talk to you after it's over. But I'm a fair tax advocate 100%.